glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
I don't know that we can go through all those.
Yep. You should come out to the children's show.
What is it?
It's Into the Woods.
Oh, now that I might do.
It'll be very fun.
Your acting debut.
Oh, it's my second debut. Cast list came out today. I don't know if I can say anything yet. So you'll be in for a surprise.
I'm gonna be in for a surprise. Nothing surprises
Frank,
me
you're good.
anymore, Grace.
I'm waiting on Sandy. She's sitting right next to me. And Mr. Rogers down there.
Was that your sister that did
Changed our eating.
Sandy, you're
No,
good now.
we are not related.
Mr.
She's my best friend,
Rogers.
though.
Is she? Okay.
Yes.
That was good.
Let's see.
Yeah, we get that a lot of times when we're hanging out and
just
we're out in
showed that
public.
at me.
People will be like, "Are you guys sisters?" No.
No? First time I either
you.
read the book or watched the film.
Let me see if he's in. Ready? I'm waiting for Mr. Rogers to be in. Yay, now he is. Let me get in here. All right. Hi, everyone. It is so nice to see the boardroom full. Thank you for joining us, and I am going to call the meeting to order. We did have an executive session meeting at 6:30, and I would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would rise, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We did have to add an agenda item regarding a field trip, so that will be added on at the end of the meeting, just so that you all are aware. And our next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Board?
I'd like to make a motion that the board approves regular session minutes of March 5th, 2026.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Did you see his?
If not, you may place your vote, please.
He's way up there.
And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Next on the item agenda is the financial reports, and that belongs to our student reps.
All right. The first one we have is school education for $950,109.97. We have education form Kerr-Matt, $2,391.02. Exempt operating post 2009, $179,504.52. School operations, $587,074.52. School lunch, $157,722.37. Self-insurance fund is $419,000, $169.34. Community gift and donations, $1,810.77. Building brickies, $1,427.90. SUH Educational Foundation, $1,809.70. School Education Foundation Legacy Grants is $99. And then we have the Early Years Initiative Grant, $2,635.43. And then Healthy Hobart / BFTS is $629.08.
All right, and then I'll be reading the second half, starting at Community Partners. So Community Partners, $430.07. Indiana Learns, $1,052.33. Safe Supporting Addiction Free, $385.30. Title I, Part A, Fiscal Year 25-26, $8,083.62. Preschool Development Grant, $28,000 even. Title II, Part A, Fiscal Year 25-26, $3,489.15. Clearing accounts, $428,153.50. Self-insurance clearing, $70,683.42. Clearing/flexible benefits AF, $62,686.51. Prepaid food, $126.10. Clearing/insurance account, $3,041.82, and then for a grand total of $2,917,515.44.
Great job.
Thank you, ladies. For the audience's purposes, our student reps were started years ago by a board member that has since passed on, brought it to us, and felt that our students should have some informational, just be able to represent their student body and to be able to take back to the student body the information that we have here. And Grace and Shujing are this year's reps. So if there's any underclassmen out there that are interested, we'll be getting some applications out soon. And board, your pleasure on this item.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve payment of the vouchers for March 19th, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Board, is there any discussion? If not, please place your vote. And that passes 7-0. Thank you. Our next item on the agenda is the comments on agenda items. Are there any comments on the agenda items from the audience? Okay. Next item is personnel. Dr. Buffington?
Board, in your packet, you have a copy of the personnel report for March 19th, and you also have an addendum ending for March 19th. Board action is requested.
I recommend the board approve the personnel report as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, please place your vote. And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on the agenda is the resolution and recognition of March's Disabilities Awareness Month. Dr. Buffington?
That would be correct, and that's why we have an amazing audience out there. But first and foremost, we have a resolution that is recognizing that March is Disability Awareness Month. And before we bring up some of the audience members to share with us, I'll turn it over to our board secretary to recognize with the resolution.
Yes, we have a resolution, number 2026-5, Disabilities Awareness Month.
And for those out in the audience, if you would like our secretary to read the whole resolution, he may, or if you would like to read at it on the screens, whichever your pleasure. I think we're good. All right. Board?
I'd like to make a motion that the board adopt resolution number 2026-5, March is Disabilities Awareness Month, as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, electronic vote. And then a roll call also, please.
Okay, David Cosby,
Aye.
Don Rogers.
Aye.
Brad Keane,
Aye.
Stuart Schultz.
Aye.
Frank Boris votes aye. Sandy Hillen.
Aye.
And Ricky Guthrie.
Aye, and that's a unanimous vote, 7-0. Thank you, board.
All right, and we do recognize Disability Awareness Month, and today we're going to be highlighting some of the disability programs in our school corporation. We're extremely proud of the inclusion that happens in our school corporation. And when I say inclusion, the best part about it is that our children are the ones that are leading that charge with amazing teachers and sponsors that show them how to be inclusive, and they model it for everyone else in the school district. So I couldn't be prouder of our students and their teachers. First up is going to be the middle school. I'll call up the middle school. I think that's you, Carol. All right, and you can call up your guests.
Did you want the speakers coming up, or do you want
Sure, we
everyone
can have
to?
the speakers come up.
Okay,
Come on up.
Okay.
You can introduce everyone.
Okay, so everyone that you see around us with the shirts on that say Best Buddies are part of our group. This is our very first year at Hobart Middle School. Best Buddies is a global organization
in more than 50 countries across the world, and we're very happy to have the newest group here in Northwest Indiana. And I just invited some of the kids to talk about what Best Buddies means to them.
Thank you for doing that, and you'll just talk right into the microphone, okay?
Okay. Best Buddies is a nonprofit organization that heavily focuses on bringing people together regardless of their differences and disabilities. Best Buddies was founded by Anthony K. Shriver in 1989 at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. To this day, people join this nonprofit organization for those who want to make a difference and make friends regardless of differences and disabilities. Hello, I am Thomas Jensen. I'm 14 years old, born with autism and ADHD. I'm happy to see all of you today here at Hobart High School. I joined Best Buddies in October 2025 thanks to my mother, Raven Jensen. I am here to explain what Best Buddies is and my personal experiences that I've had with it. It all started when I went to my first Best Buddies meeting in October 2025. I was happy to see lots of people here. Mrs. Fauner was providing us with amazing food, and I even brought food for the Thanksgiving feast. I was having so much fun at the time. To this day, I am still enrolled in Best Buddies and happy to go on any occasion of this beloved club. As a former talent show star at Hobart Middle School, I was happy to join this club and meet people. Even the Dean of Students, Joshua Reno, and Principal Nicole Neely of the Hobart Middle School came in before, and I was so happy. Even Admin Courtney Gill came in at one time. I remember during one Best Buddies meeting, I even gave Mrs. Neely some pizza as a gift from me, and she was so happy too. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. My name is Gavin Holland. I'm a 14-year-old on the autism spectrum. Sometimes I struggle with making and keeping friends, but Best Buddies threw all the struggles away and said, then let's make some. Best Buddies allowed me to make friends, not just make them, but also find the ones who accept me for who I am. I'm happy to be part of this community who loves me back.
It's a thumbs up.
Hold on, you did awesome.
Hi, I'm Ava Osika. This year I joined Best Buddies for the first time. In Best Buddies, we focus on inclusion and making sure everyone feels welcome. When we meet, we do many activities such as crafts and scavenger hunts, and we will even participate in a friendship walk where we will walk with Best Buddies groups from all over the area. We have the chance to talk and meet new people that we otherwise may have not met. Best Buddies teaches that including others is not just the right thing to do, it can also be a fun way to make new friends. Best Buddies has a huge impact on our school. Students who might usually feel left out are included in activities and have more chances to make friends. Overall, Best Buddies help students with and without disabilities spend time together, have fun, and feel included in our school community.
Best Buddies is so good. My name is Noah Garcia, and and I joined Best Buddies, and I'm 14 years old. I have running things and thoughts, strong, and smarts, and keeps our thoughts. And And I love Best Buddies.
Hi, I'm Annie Gregory, and I'm in 6th grade at Hobart Middle School. I joined Best Buddies because it's a great way to make new friends with and without disabilities and include them in all events and activities you do. It's a great way to get to know other people and make lots of new friends that you never think you would have. Best Buddies is a great opportunity to express yourself in many ways and find people similar to you. That's it.
Hi, I'm Liam Jensen, and I'm from Hobart Middle School. I'm in the 7th grade, and the reason I joined Best Buddies is because it's actually really fun, because there are many people in Best Buddies, because it's for all ages and for people and with or without disabilities. Everyone's welcome. So I think everybody should be together in Best Buddies, and really it's just a great place to make friends and have fun.
We're done with the talkers.
Are you done? Yeah. Does she want to talk?
No, nobody else wants to talk.
Okay. Come on up this way. Okay, that's okay. If you have their certificates, we could give them theirs because they're going to take a picture. We were going to call your name, but you don't want us to.
Okay. Tiffany Henderson. Yes, you can find Tiffany's. Isabella, is she here? Caitlin LeBron, not here. There was a concert today.
Oh, yeah.
Not here. Delani, not here. Daryl? Anijah, not here. Burns? Naila, not here. Olivia. Miss Henderson, I saw her.
Then check that was okay.
All right. Okay. So, while we're taking the time to recognize our amazing student speakers, I will read what's on their certificates. So, during Disability Awareness Month, we celebrate students who help create a culture of inclusion, respect, and belonging. Your involvement in unified and inclusive activities helps strengthen our school community and reminds us that everyone has something valuable to contribute. The school city of Hobart is proud of you and the positive difference that you make. Signed by Dr. Buffington on March 19th of 2026.
program at the high school. But before I call up their Best Buddy program, I want to call up the Unified Sports team that we have, and I'm going to call up our athletic director, Mr. Black. Mr. Black, can you come up and talk about Unified Sports? I should say track and bowling.
Thank you, Dr. Buffington. Thank you to the board for the opportunity here to brag on our kids. I'd like to call up Coach Pickett. Come on up. And I actually thought we would go ahead and have our unified, if you participated in unified track or unified bowling, why don't you come on up as well?
Mike, do you want to come over where the mic is because it's streaming?
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
I'll talk to the microphone. Sure.
Then they'll be on camera.
Jackie's going to do that for me.
Thank you, Jack.
After we get the certificates, we will. All right. In 1987, March was designated as National Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and this was for three primary goals: promote inclusion, raise awareness of the contributions of people with disabilities, and remove community barriers. And that's exactly what we try to do with our Unified Sports program at the high school. In 2018, now the IHSAA, which is our governing body for high school sports in Indiana, started Unified Sports in 2011. And in 2018, when I was hired to be in this position, my first goal was to start Unified Sports here at Hobart. And we were very fortunate to have one of our teachers at the time, Brian Wesley, and Jackie Keefe at the time, now Jackie Pickett, being willing to take on the challenge of starting this program at the high school. Now, the IHSA requires you to have 6 athletes and 6 partners to actually qualify as a team, which is 12 total athletes. We had 13 in our first year in 2018. From 2019 through 2022, our numbers grew. Our kids had a lot of fun competing together, but Jackie and I, we talk every year, regardless of whatever level of success our teams may or may not have, we always want to keep the main thing the main thing. And that is an inclusive program that pairs individuals with and without intellectual disabilities on the same teams to promote friendship, inclusivity, and understanding through competing in sports. In 2023, our unified track team were IHSA sectional champions, and for the first time ever, the high school successfully completed the requirements to become a unified champions together school. I'd like to read those requirements. The IHSA and Special Olympics Indiana partnered together to recognize schools that complete these requirements as champions together. They need a student-led committee, which is our Bricky Buddies program at the high school. You must have inclusive activities, which we have a lot of them, Balish Ball, our 3-on-3 tournament, Inclusion Prom, and a Spirit Week, to name a few. We do participate in at least one unified sport, and that's track and field. That's recognized by the IHSAA. And then we fundraise $1,500 or more to go to Special Olympics Indiana. In 2023 is the first year we've done that. We did it again in 2024. We did it again in 2025, and we are certainly on pace to do it again in 2026. In 2024, our unified track team qualified for the state finals and placed 10th out of 12 schools down in Bloomington. In 2025, I know I get excited when I think about it too. In 2025, we qualified again for the state finals and finished 10th out of 13 schools in Indianapolis. And again, we've been unified champions together every year since 23. This year, it was in the fall, Jackie approached me about, where'd she go? Okay. Jackie approached me about, she said, hey, what do you think about starting unified bowling? And I was like, well, that's not an IHSAA sanctioned sport, but it is a Champions Together program through Special Olympics. Why not? And Jackie ran with it and organized things, got our kids involved, and there are only 42 unified bowling teams in Indiana. We were one of them this year. We qualified for, believe it or not, the state finals, and our kids placed 10th 2 weeks ago in the state final competition. Now, just to kind of wrap this up, we are on pace to be a Unified Champions Together school for the 4th straight year. And by adding unified bowling, we should now meet the 10 standards of excellence to be recognized as a national banner school. When I looked at this program, there were only 3 schools in Indiana that were recognized as national banner schools, and we are hoping to become the 4th. Applications are open at the end of this month through May, and Jackie and I will be working on completing that to get it submitted. Huge props, though, to Brian Wesley and Jackie for everything they've done to get this off the ground. And I want to say particularly to Jackie for carrying the banner and leading our program with ambition, integrity, and most of all, compassion. She really does a fantastic job with our student athletes. We are lucky to have someone like her in this position. Let's give it up one more time for Jackie.
So you heard him say that you have to have a buddy program, so Bricky Buddies is a part of this as well. And Mr. Osika, the principal, is going to come up and say a few words about that. And then I don't think we have any Bricky Buddies that are out there because I think they're all up here. Okay, awesome. All right, Mr. Osika.
I will just tag along to what Mike said. A lot of credit goes to Jackie for spearheading all this, but the majority of the work is done by the kids that are the Bricky Buddies, that watching them interact daily with together and including them in the activities and watching just the interaction that they have in the hallways with everybody. I know part of my favorite parts of the day are actually going to Jackie's room and interacting with those students and seeing the relationships that they have built with the Bricky Buddies program and seeing the activities that they do. This week, Jackie put together a power hour schedule that had multiple activities for the students to do. It's fun when they come in and they do cooking with us, with Dr. Buffington and the cooking, but just seeing the relationships they build and seeing how they interact is pretty special. And I think we're pretty unique in how our kids interact with each other. And it makes me proud every day to see that interaction and just watching them, like I said, grow together and help each other out. It's awesome. So I'm glad it's happening at the middle school. I'm glad my daughter is part of it. I'm excited to watch her grow through this program as well. But it's a special part of the day to see this and know that we have this. So I'm proud of everybody up here. And again, thanks to Jackie for all she does for these programs.
We would be remiss not to say he would never give himself any credit either, but this was a goal and a dream of our athletic director, and so could we please give him a round of applause? By the way, we have a lot of fun cooking with Dr. Buffington and friends, and it would not be the same if they weren't in there with us, and I love watching them help each other, and we like to eat what we cook, so there you go. Now I'm going to call up Mrs. Pickett. I have a hard time remembering that too, and she's going to say a few words. We're going to hear a few words from our students, and couldn't be prouder of all of them, so come on up.
I still go by Keith. I did get married Pickett, but I still go by Keith. I do have to thank Dr. Buffington, Mr. Black, the board, and Mr. Osika for letting me go with all these wonderful things. I am a crier, so if I do cry, I apologize. I am proud of this team. They do go above and beyond. The peer mentor program we have at the high school is very unique. It's wonderful because not only do they come in and help, they have friendships beyond the classroom. I am going to call out Micah, who's one of our coaches. Micah started as a peer mentor probably his freshman year, sophomore year. Now he's a coach on our team, and he's also one of my paraprofessionals. So just being a peer mentor does last longer. You know, Mr. Black and I work closely together to make sure we're inclusive. We showcase our athletes. Our partners make sure our athletes are our stars. We're not just partner athlete, we're a team. It's not just, oh, we're here for the athletes. We're here for everybody. For those who got to witness bowling, that was our first time. That was wonderful. It was all about the athletes. It was an amazing experience. If you get to see unified track, that is once in a lifetime thing to see. You know, going to state the last 2 years was, I can't even put into words what it meant to the students, the athletes and everything. You know, it's just a loss for words. So I'm gonna let a couple of the kids come up. Summer is gonna start us off. Summer's our super senior. She's been with us 5 years now. So Summer's gonna tell us a little bit about what she thought about track, bowling, and having some friendships she's made through our Bricky Buddies program. We call it Bricky Buddies just because we don't tie ourselves into Best Buddies. We kind of do our own little thing. You know, yeah, we do best. You got a question? No, ask all you got. Yes, they can. All right, and Bricky Buddies is just like Best Buddies. We meet once a week during Voice and Choice. We do after school stuff. We do parties. We do games. We did all the Voice and Choice stuff. We design our shirts. What else do we do? You guys help me out here. Well, everything. We do lots of things. We do all the things. Most of our Bricky Buddies are actually on our track and bowling team. All right, Summer Rae, come on up and tell everybody about stuff. I'm right here. Come on. All right, tell everybody, what did you think about bowling this year?
I loved it.
What did you love the most about bowling?
The dance party.
Oh, the dance part, okay.
Yes.
And what do you like about track?
Very fun.
It's very fun.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you think about making friends in Bricky Buddies?
I love that.
All right, good job, Summer. Thank you. Okay, our next one, I have Olivia. Liv's been a peer mentor all 4 years. She's a senior, so she's graduating from us this year. She's also going to be, if she won't take enough credit, she kind of helps me out a lot, both in the classroom and track. I don't have anything else to say without crying. All right, go ahead, Liv.
Okay, hi. So I'm a senior this year. So Miss keeps not letting on, but we've actually known each other for like ever. She was like one of my softball coaches in like 8U. So we're like this. Sorry. So I've done unified track for 4 years now. It's been, the first year I kind of got dragged into it. I was, not gonna lie, I was gonna do regular track and then I had to run like 12 200s and I was like, yeah, no. So I quit. And then my friends Bree and Margot were like, yo, come do unified track. So that was 2023. That was when we had won our first sectional title. And then I stuck it out. And then, you know, past 2 years, we've gone to sectionals and then regionals and state. And then this year we started bowling. I'm terrible at bowling. My family, they're all bowlers. My sister went to college for bowling, and I just didn't gain any of that. It was really hard. But it was so much fun going, especially when me and Summer got chosen to do the dance contest. And then just, you know, hearing them call our rookie team to get 10th place again. It's like 10's like our number, I guess, if you would say. But overall, it's just amazing. I love being in the room. I'm in there 4 times a day. Like, she can't get rid of me. 3rd, 5th, 7th, 8th. It's great. Underclassmen, if you're going into teaching, you can cadet teach in there. It's a really great opportunity. For me, I'm going to be Miss Keefe. I've already decided. I'm going to IUB to become a teacher like Miss Keefe and hang out with these kids 24/7 because they're some of my BFFs. Whether it's me and Lindsay signing up for the 3v3 tournament 3 years in a row and losing first round every year, or, me and Haley making plans to go to McDonald's after spring break. There's always something. And I just love these kids with all my heart, and I don't know where I'd be without them. Thank you.
Another senior who we're going to have a big void at next year without is Jaden. He's been with us since freshman year. We're going to be lost without him too. Jaden also spends a good chunk of his day with us. He's going to come share some words about his journey in the classroom and with track and bowling. So take it away, Jaden.
You got this, Jaden.
Hi, I'm Jaden. I moved here to Hobart going into my freshman year of the summer. Knew nothing about this my freshman year, and then the end, I think, of my freshman year, I got introduced to Unified Track. Probably was there for like a week, and then I didn't go. And then sophomore year, I joined for real and was there every day. I'm very scared. We only play sharks and minnows.
He's not telling the truth.
I'm not lying. I'm with Liv with the track, the 200, 1200s. Sharks and minnows is the way to go. I'm so scared. These kids are my everything. I was always told you will go into life with a couple of friends, maybe one or three, but I got a family. Thank you.
That was a great closing. I think what a lot of you don't realize is that Olivia's going to be a special ed teacher. I think there's others up here that are going into teaching. Micah is going into special ed teaching, and so they're touched, and they make a huge difference, and we're so glad that they come back and they help us with things. I should point out that they not just mentor in special needs, but many of them are mentors to our freshman class because we all could use a little help, right? And so to the Bricky buddies in here, I recognize the calling that you have, and I just want to say thank you because we use your talents everywhere, and you are you embody what it means to be a Bricky, so we're proud of you. Do we have any more speakers?
Anybody else?
If she doesn't stop crying. Do you want to say something, hun? Sure, come right on up. I was waiting for you to do that.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne. I'm a junior. My freshman year, I wasn't really interested in joining unified track or unified bowling, but then my sophomore year, I got pushed into it by Lindsay, Summer, all of my friends in here wanted me to join, and my mom wanted me to join, and it's the best thing that I ever did. You don't just make friendships, you make best friends, you make family, but you're also seen. You're not, if you're sad in the classroom, someone will help you. You're not alone. You have everybody here. Even if you guys aren't the best as friends, they're still here for you, and they will always be here for you. Thank you.
We're going to read what's on their certificate, and we're just so proud of all of them. I do want to recognize, because we had such an audience in the back, that I have one of the administrators from the middle school, and I know you would be so disappointed if I did not introduce Mr. Reno, right? Yes. There you go. Give him the G-way. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Reno. All right. Grace Anderson is going to read what's on their certificates.
All right, this is a certificate of appreciation that is presented to all these students up here. It says, during Disability Awareness Month, we proudly recognize your dedication to supporting inclusive opportunities for students at Hobart High School. Your commitment to fostering a culture of respect, belonging, and understanding helps create a school community where every student feels valued and supported. Thank you for the positive difference you make in the lives of our Brickies. Signed by Dr. Buffington on March 19th.
A special thank you to the parents for bringing them out tonight. It's important to recognize their inclusivity along with the people that are supporting them. And we couldn't be prouder of all of them. So thank you for being wonderful parents. Thank you again to Best Buddies, Bricky Buddies, and to all of our athletes. And go get them at state, right? I don't want 10. Let's get off the 10, okay? All right. Thank you so much. That's right. Mr. Osika, you come up with them, and Mr. King, Mr. Black, you get in with Mrs. Pickett. Very good. Very good. You might want to scooch in just a little bit.
Okay, this next announcement is for the audience. If you do have homework or something else to do, you are more than welcome to leave. Our next item on the agenda is Paraprofessional Appreciation Day. Bye, Gavin. Bye, Amy. I'll give them a minute to go here. Thank you, thank you, Mr. Black.
Good job. I should say something to Chance really quick.
There they all go.
I have no clue. I'm not sure. I would ask Dr. Buffington. She might know.
Some words or something? Huh? Some awards or something? Somebody's probably holding on to them.
I know.
Yeah, some of them have them.
I'll give them a minute because I'm not going to talk over them.
Back when I first got married, she worked at the ALC over in Porter County. They would work for different, functions and stuff. They had like a Christmas dinner outside.
Dr. B is out there. I need to run.
The only difference between clients it's kind of neat,
That's my brookie.
Seems like
can move on here. We good. All right. You ready to read resolution?
Pat, you know that that's
Paraprofessionals Day.
Chance.
Yeah, I'll get him up there in a
They're
minute.
in the black sweat with the black.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's
You can tell it's almost the end of school.
Michaela,
Everybody's
Chance,
all-
Jaden.
Everybody's ready for a break. Everybody's ready for break too.
Some people think
I don't.
You know,
I'm going
he's the one
three
that wants to be on my
college visits
podcast
next week.
show. Yes. Like emails me all the time.
and stuff might have an effect on you.
It'll be very much. Last year we were in Tennessee, but the circumstances weren't always the. I mean, the circumstances were good, but there was a
That's
lot
the first
going
time
on.
that
A
I've
lot.
seen him without a hat on.
Good weather for both of us.
So I just reposted on my Facebook, a friend of mine, her daughter is in 7th grade at Valpo. She left school, ditched her phone, and her roommates left. They cannot find her. They're only in 7th grade.
He asked me if I was going to be at the board meeting tonight.
He's sweet.
Bye.
Amanda, we saw him at the Humane Society. He was wanting to pet Colton.
Colton asked me at cooking class today if I was going to be at the board meeting. Maybe.
It is.
I've got a nephew who
He was
said, because
there.
I'm going to be there.
That's awesome. I love it.
You can see they're all friends.
I love that.
have a phone conversation with him, keep him on.
Great job, Jaden.
But he
Bye, Colton.
computers.
We had fun in cooking. You know it.
All righty. So, item on the agenda, Paraprofessional Appreciation Day, and there is a resolution number 26-26. Dr. Buffington.
Yes. Paraprofessionals, where would we be without them? Lost. And I just want to say to all of the paraprofessionals, as he gets ready to recognize them with a resolution, they are amazing individuals. They're an extra set of hands, an extra pair of eyes, and they're compassionate, kind, and they love kids. And so, hats off to them, and we're so glad that they work for us.
Thank you. Mr. Porras, if you would read the resolution, please.
Yes, we have resolution number 2026-6, Paraprofessional Appreciation Day.
I'd like to make a motion that the board adopt resolution number 2026-6, recognizing Paraprofessional Appreciation Day.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion, board? I would just like to say, sorry, Sandy, I would just like to say that regardless of their title, they are invaluable. They are helpful to the teachers and the students both, and we do appreciate the work that they do.
I also want to just thank our paraprofessionals because sometimes they have a thankless job. They work as hard as anybody else in the building, and it's always a pleasure when you see one who is insightful that goes on to become a teacher, and a lot of times that is the pathway for our paraprofessionals. And personally, I just want to say in the past, in my career, they have been such an important part of what we do. So thank you to the paraprofessionals.
Mr. Porras, for a roll call vote, please. And board, would you also do a electronic vote as well?
Okay, David Cosby?
Aye.
Don Rogers?
Aye.
Brad Keane?
Aye.
Stuart Schultz?
Aye.
Frank Porras votes aye. Sandy Hillen?
Aye.
And Nikki Guthrie.
Aye. And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Next item on the agenda is another resolution for the Week of the Young Child. Dr. Buffington?
Board, you have a copy of a resolution that recognizes the Week of the Young Child. And we've been doing this for a very long time now, our Brickies from the start. And this is just to bring awareness to how important foundationally and important the importance of early childhood education. And that's from birth all the way through, but particularly we celebrate this wholeheartedly with the community, birth to kindergarten. And that would be all of the preschools in Hobart. And we do this with a lot of different things that we bring awareness with it. So for instance, on Monday, April 13th, that's our bubble kickoff with the mayor and myself. We have a lot of fun over at the Early Learning Center doing that. We're hoping for good weather. On Monday, April 13th, Talking is Teaching, Trusted Messenger training. This is so important, especially today when all communication is this, and children need to hear you. They need to be able to enjoy a book, and you just talk to them in the car and not be on your phone, at the dinner table, not be on your phone. And we don't want kids learning how to swipe, right? We want them to learn how to talk and to communicate and to be just these fluent speakers and enjoy just being with someone and talking with them. So this program is so good. I hope people come out for that. Family Fortnight, talk, read, and sing to your child. Once again, you hear us really stressing how important it is to speak and talk, sing patterns with your children. Wednesday, April 15th is the Parent Playbook. That's our kindergarten edition event for new parents coming into kindergarten. And we're doing this a little bit different. We're having them at the high school. And this was born out of the idea. Myself, along with the co-principals here at the high school, we do a kickoff program for freshman parents. It's the Freshman's Guide to High School. And I told them that we did that with high school parents. Why shouldn't we do something like that with kindergarten parents? So we're going to give that a try. And then on Friday, April 17th, Talking is Teaching Space. And so, again, notice how it's all about communication. And so can't wait to kick off those events. And I'll turn it over to our secretary for the resolution.
Thank you.
Yes, we have resolution number 2026-7, Week of the Young Child.
I'd like to make a motion that the board adopt resolution number 2026-7 commemorating the Week of the Young Child.
Second.
I'm sorry, who was that second? Thank you. All right, board, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? And Mr. Porras, if you would do a roll call, please.
Yes, David Cosby.
Aye.
Don Rogers.
Aye.
Brad Keane.
Aye.
Stuart Schultz.
Aye.
Frank Porras votes aye. Sandy Hillen.
Aye.
And Ricky Guthrie.
Aye. And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on the agenda is the recommendation to accept the School City of Hobart Educational Foundation grants. Dr. Buffington?
That's right. Mr. Mock is on the grant committee as well as I am. And of course, you have Dave Cospade that represents the board on the Hobart Educational Foundation. This year, we have Melissa Higgison, who submitted a grant. And for those that have any history on the board, we take our physics class up to Great America. And so this is that trip, and it's well worth awarding a grant. Mrs. Higgison actually took that class on mid-year, and it was just really important that we didn't try to have her fundraise for this entire trip. And so we're grateful to the foundation for coming through for us, and they accepted the grant application for $1,664. And I would ask the board to accept that with great appreciation to the foundation.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that the board accept the grant from the School City of Hobart Education Foundation as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion, board?
I thank the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Alrighty, next item on the agenda is an overnight student trip request for the Hobart Middle School Natural Helpers Spring Retreat.
And this is another annual event, and this is to help build leadership amongst peers. This Natural Helpers trip has been going on as long as I can remember, and it's something that's always memorable by our students that attend it. This year it will be at Camp Butternut Springs in Valparaiso. Around 47th and 8th graders will travel, leaving April 2nd, returning on April 3rd. Their sponsors are Aaron Swafford and Scott Swanson, and Jane Griffin will be a chaperone. And this is just a great opportunity for team building and leadership. Board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve the Natural Helpers overnight study trip as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Ladies, did either of you? No? Okay. All right. I know one of mine did and enjoyed it very much, so it's a great program. And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Next item on the agenda is another overnight student trip, and this one is for the 2026 JROTC Raider National Championship competition. Dr. Buffington.
All right, board, in your packet, here's one of those trips that is, again, an annual trip. But this one is for our JROTC. It's for the Raider National Championship at Fort Knox on April 16th through the 18th. They'll travel in 2 district activity buses, 16 cadets, grades 9 to 12. Let's go Raiders. The cadets must be academically eligible and permission from their parents. There's no cost, all ROTC funds, and so board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve the overnight National Raider Championship competition for JROTC at Fort Knox, Kentucky, as presented.
Second. Sorry, Ms. Frank?
Sorry, Frank is closer, so I hear him better.
That's
Sorry.
good. No, that's good.
We have a motion and a second, board. Is there any discussion?
Good luck to them.
Yes, they always do well, and they'll do it again, I'm sure.
We have an expectation now.
Yeah, right, right.
Yep.
And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Next item on the agenda is our wellness policy. Dr. Buffington.
Board, in your packet, you have a copy of our wellness policy. And that policy, as you well know, it's part of Neola and part of your board policy. And there really haven't been any changes, noting that as it was adopted in 2025. So at that point, the board really just has to acknowledge that we do have a wellness policy, and we do indeed try to enact it.
Okay, since this is not a voting agenda, I would like to say that we do acknowledge and receive and review the district wellness policy.
No, it's supposed to be.
Oh, it is
It's
supposed to
in
be,
action.
I'm sorry, it's supposed to be in action.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I'd like to make a motion that the board acknowledges that they have received and reviewed the district's wellness policy.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion, board? If not, please place your electronic vote. Thank you, board. That passes 7-0. Next item is a consideration for a trademark license renewal agreement for the Hobart Pop Warner Little Scholars Incorporated.
There you go. This is an annual agreement for them to use Johan. It's a renewal for their trademark license agreement, and as you can see, the agreement is attached, and they will be using the same Johan logo on the coaches' shirts, and it'll either be on the front left chest or center tagline on the back, and the pants of the uniforms. Board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board renew the trademark license agreement with the Hobart Pop Warner Little Scholars Incorporated as presented, and authorize the superintendent to sign the agreement on behalf of the school city of Hobart.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to thank Pat for trying to keep all of that in line. She does a great job at it.
I like the new name, Yogo, too.
Yeah, well, you know. Would you like to see my agenda today? I'm lucky I know it's Thursday. Let's just say.
And that passes 7-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on the agenda is the trademark license agreement for Hobart Pop Warner Little Scholars for spirit wear.
Yes, and this is the one where, we keep a pretty close eye on it because we don't want them being in competition with us. And so, we have to go back and forth with them just a little bit on this, and we've come to agreement that we don't want them competing with our spirit wear, right? So, you do have a trademark license agreement there with what our agreement is and the 10% royalty that they would give back to the school system. By the way, those 10% royalties that you always see with a trademark agreement using Johan always goes back to Brickies from the start, which is our early childhood program. So we put that right back to young children. The term of the trademark license agreement would be for 2 years, March 19th, 2026 through March 18th, 2028. Board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board renew the trademark license agreement with the Hobart Pop Warner Little Scholars, Inc. as presented, and authorize the superintendent to sign the agreement on behalf of the school city of Hobart.
Second.
Okay, board, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I think their presented pictures look good enough to differentiate it. I mean, the HPW was pretty prominent on there, so.
Yeah. When that first started happening, it wasn't, and we should have a distinction between that, and we want them to sell all of their spirit wear, but we also sell a lot of spirit wear with our various sports teams, our athletics, our boosters, and there's plenty out there for people to buy. I'm sure you all have closets full of clothing with the Brickies like I do. So more power to them, and I love the 10% goes back.
Okay. Thank you, and we have a motion and a second. If you would please place your vote. Oh, I'm waiting probably on me. It was me. And we passed 7-0. Thank you, board. Next on the item agenda, we have a report, which is an update on the sale of the Ridgeview property and possible board action. Dr. Buffington and Mr. Longer, please.
Thank you. Well, board, as you know, we did go ahead and put out and we advertised that you could bid on the Ridgeview property, and through that process, we have received a bid, and the bidding process, as you know, could be open for 60 days, or we could accept a bid if it met terms. And we needed to take a bid, it would have to at least be what the average would be of the market appraisals that we had, which is $1.2,071,000, and we have received such bid. Now, as I let the board know that we received that bid from Geminis Head Start, who is a current tenant at the Ridgeview property, along with the Hobart Y. And so at that point, you are receiving a bid that meets that market value, the average of the two market value appraisals that we had. It's a tenant that is using the building right now, and for all purposes, probably would just use the property as is. And so that would be in our favor. There are tons of families that are serviced by Geminis Head Start and by the Hobart Y using that property. And so at this point, I am well pleased that they bid on that property. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Longer, and for your consideration, if you, after you listen with Mr. Longer, you may want to accept that intent and that bid and close the process, because in the resolution that you adopted earlier in February, you basically said if we received a bid within those 60 days that was met the terms, that we could close the process. So I'm going to turn it over to Attorney Longer, and he will give you a little more information about the intent and the bid.
All right, so as you'll recall, because we handled the referendum last spring the way we did, we're not not subject to a requirement to sell the building to anybody for less than fair market value. And you previously authorized 2 appraisals so that we could determine what that fair market value was. And the average of the 2 appraisals was the $1,271,000, and that is the bid that was received. So we have 1 bid for fair market value. The notice was published February 26th, bidding opened on March 2nd, and the notice provided that the board could entertain bids for not less than fair market value starting on March 2nd for a period not to exceed 60 days. The notice also provided that a sale could occur to a bidder before the expiration of that 60-day period. You have 2 tenants in the building now. You have the YMCA in there, and you have Head Start in there. And both of those are anxious to know what's going to happen with the building because they offer programming in the summer and the start of the next school year, and they have to make their plans, and they have to know whether they need to relocate or can remain, and in order to avoid interrupting services to the school-age children that they serve, the sooner that a decision is made, probably the better as far as those kids are concerned. As far as the goal of generating additional financial resources for our operating fund, certainly expediting that decision and process is positive rather than negative for the financial health of the school district as well. The agenda lists a report and lists possible board action because there's more than one action the board could take this evening. It could decide to do nothing. It could vote to accept this bid and close the bidding. It could vote to not accept any bids, reject all bids, and it could vote to list the property with a realtor. I'm not recommending you list the property with a realtor at this point because that would subject us to having to pay a commission to the realtor. We did order title work, and there's no issues with the title work, so that doesn't interfere with the sale. As you know, there's a couple pieces on the south end of the parcel that have been committed to Shirley Hines where there's wet areas, and those would not be included in the sale. I believe that, there's no legal impediment to accepting the bid received and closing the bidding if the board chooses to do that. And I've explained the reasons that the board might consider that to be a good idea. So at this point, we're asking for a motion, if that's the board's decision, to accept the letter of intent submitted by Geminis as a bid that is eligible for consideration, and to accept, award that bid and then close the bidding period.
Okay. Thank you. Board, your pleasure.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the bid from Geminis Head Start as presented and close the bidding process.
Second.
All right, board, in anticipation of action on this evening, this afternoon I drafted a proposed resolution. It's not on your agenda, but you could choose to proceed with action on this resolution this evening if you want to. And I'll hand that out to you at this time. It basically just articulates what I've said to you and then provides a a document that is evidence of the board's actions so that we don't have to produce the full minutes to anybody to show what the board did. Okay?
I apologize, I was typing. Who was the second on that one?
I was.
Thank you, Stu. So we have a motion and a second to accept the bid from Geminis Corp. And close the bidding process. Is there discussion from the board regarding said motion?
Thank you for the work on this, too.
The proposed resolution was typed by me, not Pat, so if you find anything wrong with it, consider who did the work.
I gave Pat a copy, Bill. Do you have one extra? Thank you.
Mrs. Schoon, what number resolution would this be if we were to
It'd be number
accept it?
8,
Is
I
it
think.
8?
Would it be?
2026-8?
I don't know if it's 8 or 9.
I think it's 8. I think the one.
Okay. I'm just gonna put that in there.
Child was elect, yeah.
Thank you.
Board, you'll note that at the end of the resolution I prepared, I included language authorizing the superintendent and myself to negotiate a purchase agreement with Geminis and a deadline to have an acceptable purchase agreement received by May 1st, which is within the 60 days. We certainly don't want to drag things out by not having a purchase agreement. That should be plenty of time to get that resolved. It also instructs the superintendent, if she receives any bids after this point, to offer the bidder the opportunity to leave the bid on file with us in case the conditions that were included in the letter of intent and the condition that we put on the acceptance aren't met. So if this doesn't go through for some reason, we could go then to the other bidder and see if they want to proceed. I don't know that we'll receive any other bids. My recollection is that Dr. Buffington reached out to each of the tenants to see if they were interested in submitting a bid. And there was one other interested party, and she reached out to them as well. And we haven't heard from, I think verbally we had an indication from the Y that they weren't going to submit a bid, right?
Correct.
The other party, we haven't heard from, so.
Okay. So we have the motion and the second. Mr. Porras, if you would read the resolution, please, and because we don't have a copy on the screen, would you please read the whole resolution for record?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we have a resolution from the School City of Hobart, Board of School Trustees, resolution number 2026-8. A resolution accepting bid for purchase of Ridgeview Elementary, closing bid and authorizing negotiation of purchase agreement. Whereas the School City of Hobart is the owner of real estate in Lake County, Indiana, commonly known as 3333 Old Ridge Road, Hobart, Indiana, Ridgeview Elementary. And whereas the Board of Trustees of the School City of Hobart found it necessary to offer said property for sale to the highest bidder pursuant of Indiana Code 36-1-11-4. And whereas said property is not subject to Indiana Code 20-26-7.1, and a bid was received for the fair market value determined by the average of 2 appraisals. And whereas the notice first published on February 26, 2026, provided for a sale period from day to day commencing March 2nd, 2026, for a period not to exceed 60 days. And whereas The property is occupied by multiple tenants which provide services to preschool and school-age children residing in or near the district, one of which is a successful bidder, and whereas expediting the sale of the property is in the best interest of the school city of Hobart and in the best interest of the students being currently served at that location. In that, a timely decision facilitates planning of all parties for the upcoming school year. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the School City of Hobart that one, the letter of intent submitted by Geminis, accompanied by a check in the required amount, be accepted as bid. Two, that said bid be awarded conditioned upon receipt of an acceptable purchase agreement by May 1st, 2026. Third, that the superintendent and board attorney are authorized to negotiate the terms of the purchase agreement with the purchaser. Fourth, that the bidding period be closed. Fifth, that the superintendent respond to any bids received after this date by informing the bidder that a bid has been awarded and that it has conditions and offer to hold the subsequent bid received until it is determined whether the conditions will be met. Dated this 19th day of March 2026, School City of Hobart Board of Trustees.
Thank you. Board, is there any further discussion in regards to this resolution? Okay. If not, we are going to do a roll call vote, and if you would also provide electronic vote as well.
Okay, David Cosby?
Aye.
Don Rogers?
Aye.
Brad Keane?
Aye.
Stuart Schultz?
Aye.
Frank Boris votes aye. Sandy Hillen?
Aye.
And Ricky Guthrie.
Aye. And that passes 7-0. Thank you, Board. And not the last item, my apologies. The next item on the agenda is the added item from earlier, and that is the overnight student trip request for the girls softball team.
And Board, this is an actual late item that we needed to add to this agenda because you do approve overnight trips. There are a lot of things involved with this particular trip, namely that the girls had to try out for softball. And so could not figure out who would be eligible to go on this trip. And so at that point, trying to get the documentation together and the coaching staff, etc. And so what you have here is a request to attend a really cool softball tournament in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 16 team members will travel in School City of Hobart activity buses and leave Hobart on March 26th, then return on March 29th. 2 coaches and 6 parent chaperones will also be in attendance. The team will play 4 games and will attend team breakfasts and dinners, as well participate in multiple team building activities. And this is a unique opportunity for them, and so I highly recommend that they be able to attend this event, and this will be good for them, especially with the team building side of it as well. So board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve the overnight extended trip for the Hobart High School girls softball team as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I just think this is an awesome opportunity. Glad to see the girls doing this.
Mhm.
Thank you for giving it to us.
That would be their newly hired coach that will be on the next board docket. Well, he's technically a volunteer right now until you hire him. We needed to see if any certified staff members would apply for that position, and they have not. So,
Okay.
there you go.
All right, and that passes 7-0. Thank you, Board. Up next is our updates, announcements, and reports. Dr. Buffington?
Board, in your packet, you have a copy of our weekly agendas, and you also have a copy of the Brick Center Athletic News letter, and you can take a look at those at your pleasure.
Thank you. Our next item is the upcoming activities and events. Dr. Buffington?
All right, well, we have online registration, which is going on, and it is very slow. I really would recommend that people go out and register. And a lot of people don't realize why we have to do that every year. You do have to prove that you live here and that you are able to attend school here. Then that also tells us what our enrollment's going to be and some viable spots that are very limited for open enrollment. And open enrollment is really important to our district right now. You know, we have low birth rate happening, and also there's school choice that happens. And when your membership drops just a little bit, then it's like taking a pay cut, right? And so it's really important for us to make sure we know where we're going with enrollment, because that's how we hire staff and keep staff. And so really encourage people to do that. On the parent side of things, it's really important that you update your information. People change cell phones, emails, they move addresses, and we get a hold of you through that online system that we use to register you, which is Skyward. And so I'm really encouraging people to get out and get that done. I saw the numbers. They're in the low 10 to 12% of people that have actually done that. And then when you're looking at March 19th, we have All Pro Dad. You have spring break coming up. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to that. Good Friday, April 3rd, no school. We have incoming freshman parent night, which is April 6th. And then Bricky Maker Innovator Showcase coming up. All District Music Festival, very enjoyable. April 13th through May the 8th, I Learn. And April 15th, incoming kindergartners here at the high school for their parents. And then we have the Anxious Generation Part 2 that the parents actually asked for on April 21st. You can see very, very busy month of April. It used to just be the month of May that was like that. Now it is April and May. Actually, it's every month, but that's a good thing, right? So there you go, upcoming events.
Thank you. Our next item is comments. Dr. Buffington.
Well, I was able to attend Romeo and Juliet and see one of our stars that is sitting to my right. Grace did an awesome job in Romeo and Juliet. And then I can just say, what a rewarding board meeting tonight to see inclusion at its finest. And we should all be extremely proud of our students that volunteer and then even decide to go into that for a career. And so I couldn't be prouder of that. And I know you are as well. And I want to just thank our students again and our sponsors. Very, very special. And that's it for me for announcements. If I forget something, I know I'll just chime in.
Thank you. Mr. King?
Oh, I do. I'm sorry. I did forget to say, I would be remiss not to say that I am ever grateful for Mr. Longer. When you're going through something like the sale of a piece of property, and my expertise is an educator, and obviously I have policy, I have a lot of budgetary things and all kinds of things under my belt, technology, things like that. But just the legal process of it and making sure that we follow all the statutes, the law, and do everything accordingly, we would be lost without him. And I just want to say publicly how lucky we are to have him, and I wanted to just make sure that I thank him publicly.
Thank you. Mr. King?
I just want to second the comments about the Bricky Buddies that we had. Like, every time they're here, they're really amazing, and it just feels good. It's amazing that here at Hobart, from elementary all the way up to high school, we have programs in place for inclusion and buddying up and that sort of thing. And I think the best part was when they spoke themselves about what it means to them. Talking about it's a family for them was really just like it really gets it. Like just shows that it's an important program. It means a lot. I know I've got a lot of kids from Jackie's class in my esports program, and they talk about unified track and bowling nonstop. They love it, and it means a lot. They come in and they want to talk about it, and it really is amazing. So kudos to everybody involved in that. And it
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Chris.
Longer?
I think we had a lot of proud parents here this evening because the kids did great. Public speaking is not easy for students, and to see some of these kids get up and get through that as well as they did, I'm sure there was a lot of proud parents.
All righty. Mr. Cospain?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to just piggyback on that, to see those kids and the inclusion and them to be a part of that program that we offer. It just says that we're doing things the right way here in the school city of Hobart. I'd like to just comment briefly on the bingo from Saturday for the Education Foundation. Went really well. Raised probably, once it's all in, probably right around $4,500 after the night was over. It was a great evening, a lot of fun, great crowd. Thank you to all the people who donated. Put it on the record that a lot of our elementary schools donated stuff as well, so thank you to all them and our PTOs. So just a great amount of support for a great cause. So that's all I have.
Thank you for all of your work, because you worked tirelessly on it. You really did.
problem.
And we
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you. Mr. Rogers?
I think most, I was impressed with the students getting up and talking, because that's a tough thing for anyone, and for them to get up there, even with encouragement, to stand up there and voice their opinions, I think was pretty impressive. I'd like to thank Bill for all of his work, and I'd like to thank Dave for his work with the bingo night.
Can I just mention something too about Jaden, who is all of a sudden very nervous to speak up there? Do you remember Jaden? And Jaden actually volunteered to be a mentor with the freshmen, and he was in my group because we, as Shujing knows, we put this off the ground this year. And Jaden is one of those students that actually, by real life experience, talked to the freshmen about how he didn't do things right his freshman year. And he comes out very boldly and talks to them about how he dug a hole, he wasn't doing his absolute best, and he wants to encourage them to take a different path. And so I'm not sure why he was so shy here tonight, maybe because it was a bunch of adults. But when you put him with kids, he does an amazing job, and he's really become such a really good light for the freshman class. And so I'm proud of him. I've seen him grow, and he needed to grow, and he did. And so it's just, like you said, it's nice to see them get up and speak. They are so attached to that room that if they could spend all day in there, they would. And so that says a lot about the program.
Mr. Keen?
I would just like to say thank you, Bill, for everything you do. Your wisdom and your guidance through all of these processes is unmatched. So thank you. Dave, thank you for your work with the foundation. The bingo was very fun. Had a good time. From the Parks Board meeting that I attended since we last met, they approved their resolution, their first one of the year, to approve the bot for the new festival park. So they are working on that and getting their drawings together and pushing forward. From the NISEC meeting, the Disability Week was for them as well. They had their doors all decorated, which looked really nice. But there's not a whole lot more action. It was just more regular stuff as far as that goes. I would like to say that the Pledge of Allegiance today, with so many people in the audience saying it, was really powerful. I really liked that. And then Best Buddies, you can really see the confidence and the bravery that these kids get from being involved and having their buddies here with them and talking and being together. I think the true friendships that are there would probably not have otherwise occurred. And it's great that that is being facilitated, and I like to see it. And that's really all I have.
Mention your pool party.
Oh, and there will be a pool party tomorrow, if anybody wants to bring anybody, at the Hobart Aquatic Center. $5 to get in, or $5 equivalent value non-perishable items. And then we'll be selling hot dogs and chips for $5. All proceeds will go to the food pantry. So,
Birthday party?
yeah, pool party.
What time is that, Mr.?
It's 5 to 8, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 to 8.
That's
So,
not gonna work in my
and then we'll have a few door prizes. So everybody that comes in will get a ticket. And then we just found some nice little things that we threw together just to reward people for coming out. So
Yep, and your family does a great job supporting the food pantry.
it's really my wife.
Is there gonna be lemonade?
Do you want lemonade? I'll bring a personal jug. Although I will, if I could add one more thing, next year for Disabilities Week, I would like to re-invite the baristas, because they didn't make it this year, and I was really looking for some hot chocolate.
I'll try to get them on the docket.
Yeah, that's right. Very good.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Mr. Schultz?
I would just report that the RDC increased their budget from $30,000 per year to $50,000 for 2027. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's great news. I mean, we've been recipients of the grants that they've put out. But you know, there's technically three school corporations.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they increased it to 50,000 in case we don't get it one year. But we have plenty of ideas and plenty asking. So there you go.
Get those ideas in there.
Shujing, you're up next.
I really loved tonight being a part of the recognition process for Bricky Buddies. I think between Dr. Buffington, Grace, Mrs. Pickett, and myself, we did a pretty good job handing out certificates. That was definitely the most, I think, at least in our time on the board, that we've handed out in one night, and it went pretty smoothly. So I'm really, I'm really happy at that. I love being a part of that process, not only getting to see peers being recognized, but also getting to hear their testimonies up at the stand. I mean, I've never worked closely with Mrs. Pickett because I've never been in like that room before, but even just from listening to the testimonies, I can tell she's had a really big impact on a lot of people's lives. Like, wow, like the power of an educator. I was like, this is perfect, you know? So I loved hearing the testimonies. Earlier, I know we talked about it briefly, but Mrs. Higginson got brought up for helping with applying a grant for the Six Flags Great America physics field trip, which is such a fun time. I went on it my sophomore year, and great time. I love Mrs. Higginson. I love that she's picking it back up to make sure kids can still go on that field trip. Any underclassmen listening, if it's being offered next year, definitely take physics. Don't be scared. It's a great class. And
they should be scared, but it's okay.
yeah, maybe be scared, but there's a physics like field trip, so
they can call you up for tutoring.
Yeah, I'll do my best. No promises. Yeah, and honestly, all of our hard work coming to an end here right before we, go on to spring break. I think it's a well-deserved break for all of us.
There you go.
Grace?
All right.
Oh, Grace has even more news,
I
but
do.
I did not let the cat out of the bag.
I saw it already.
I will save that for the end of my comments, but I first want to mention the inclusivity that I noticed today is very important. Being able to have students find their community, no matter what that community is super important. Finding those people that they can really connect with and learn from, but also impact them. As something that I do in my extracurriculars, and seeing that other people can find their own way of doing that is really important to me. And on that note, I have some very exciting news. I have decided which college I'm attending. I am attending Purdue University, West Lafayette, not only because it is a great school, but I've also been awarded the STAMP scholarship through their honors college, which provides me with a full ride for undergraduate, as well as some extra money to complete a study abroad, research, and internships, anything that gives me more academic opportunities and things like that. So I'm very grateful for that, and I just want to give my thanks to everyone on this board who has made the opportunities that I've been a part of on this school city of Hobart that has really allowed me to earn that scholarship. Wolfgang Theater, just being in this position really means a lot to me, and is really what allowed me to earn that. So I appreciate all of you guys and for being so supportive throughout the journey.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.
Mr. Porras?
Okay, well, congratulations on your choice to Purdue. Okay, it was well deserved, and I'm sure you did a lot of long study nights and hard work to get that done. So congratulations. As far as for the inclusion that took place here, it was not by accident. Just like our motto is being excellent on purpose. It was with Ms. Pickett and everybody else involved. You could see as they were leaving, like how actually friendly they are towards each other. It's like a family. Okay. One speaker did say he joined hoping to make 1 or 2 friends, and he gained a family. So it's like really, really touching and everything. And then another one, where's that? Oh, he just said everybody's welcome here, which is true. And so everybody just
It's true.
doesn't matter who you are, you're welcome to the family, and they got to really get to know each other and they support each other. That's very important at the high school level and especially the middle school level. Mr. Longer, thank you very much. You made a very complex and confusing process a lot easier for us to understand what was going on. So once again, we thank you for your experience and wisdom. And for the seniors and everybody else, have an enjoyable spring break. Get some rest, and you only have like about 6 weeks left after that. It's flying by.
Thank you. Mrs. Hillen?
I want to start out with the same sentiments as everybody else. The thank yous to Mr. Longer and to Dave for their hard work. And about the inclusivity tonight. Wow. There was a point where when the one student said, you know, it's a place where I go because I love them. And then when he said they love me, you know, I look over and I saw you. You know, sometimes you don't realize you need something and you get it. And tonight, we got something very special that if that doesn't touch you, you're not paying attention, because that really is something special and unique about being here. And it was so beautiful. So
I think that too, if you could ever just see them when we're cooking with friends, because they do come in and they buddy up when they're cooking with us, but as they're going through the line, the special needs kids help each other. So like the Bricky buddies are like not around, and a couple of them can't hold their plates, and so others are asking them what they want, they're putting it on their plate, and so they're learning to give back. And so it's just such an amazing program all the way around, all the way around.
we've just come such a long way. When you think about many years ago, how those were the kids that their classes were really literally down in the boiler room, you know, and to think we have come to the point where we're lifting each other up, you know, and that's what tonight was about, was recognizing how much they lift each other. It was so beautiful. So thank you for incorporating that. And then I just wanted to wish all the kids going on these study trips. That's a lot of study trips. That's really good stuff going on. So good luck and best wishes to all of them who are going on their trips. And there was one more thing. I'm just happy to hear that our community will not be disrupted. If things could just stay the same with those people who are getting the resources from Ridgeview, that's a beautiful thing for our family. So that's encouraging.
Yes, so well said.
That's all for me.
Thank you. I'm going to probably reiterate a lot of things here. As far as the inclusivity that was here this evening, it was really beautiful. Sandy did look at me, and I had a little misty thing going on. They're amazing kids, and I've heard the stories already about how they brighten up cooking with Dr. B. They bring a certain sense of I don't even know what to describe it as when they come in.
They're joyful.
They are when they come into that room. And it's vice versa. So we think that we I don't know how else to say it, but we think we're including them. But it goes the other way too. They include us. And so that is the beautiful thing. Number 2, Mr. Longer, thank you for your assistance and your wisdom and knowledge that are so awesomely applied to help us here. We appreciate you. Dave, thank you for your thing with bingo, and I just donated money that night. I'm just gonna say, I went to bingo and I played, and all I did was donate my money. I know Mr. Keene did the same. We just went and played bingo and donated all our money, and came home empty-handed.
You could always go a gift card. That's what I did.
I came home empty-handed.
That was fun.
It was a great time. It was a great time. I had a good time. I'm just saying I came home empty-handed, but it was all for a great cause.
Yeah.
And Grace, I was lucky enough to see Romeo and Juliet as well on Saturday night. It was great. I enjoyed it very much. I did notice that attendance was down. I'm not sure exactly what was behind that. Usually it's a little bit more busy when I go attend plays or the musicals or whatever in the theater, but attendance
It
seemed
could
to be a little.
It could be that it just didn't appeal to people. I mean,
That could be.
It's a classic. And,
That's true. But all the kids did a wonderful job.
They
We
absolutely
did
did.
enjoy it. And the sets were pretty cool. I liked how everything was easily moved around. I liked that a lot and enjoyed that very much.
I would say, I mean, I thought that it was very elaborate,
Mm-hmm.
right? The costumes were very elaborate, the dialect, the choreography, I mean, just really well done. And I think when people hear Romeo and Juliet, I'm going to guess that had something to do with the attendance, just simply because a lot of people
could
are
be.
not into the classics in Shakespeare. Very hard theatrical performance to put on, and our kids did amazing.
They sure did.
That was beautiful.
Lots of these and thous. It was great, though. And congratulations on your Purdue pick.
Thank you.
What else do I have to say? I think that, everyone, please enjoy your spring break. 9 weeks, girls. 9 weeks. I told them it would go fast at the beginning. They looked at me like I was crazy. And that's it. I'm going to adjourn the meeting here at, what time we got here? 8:43.